Oh my god, we're here at the end, and I don't have like any music and whatnot to put while I speak this out. I'm just gonna put it into the editing now. But this is interesting because if you're asking, there is no bonus. Destiny 2 Witch Queen will not have a bonus because the bonus is practically everything after the Witch Queen, like Destiny 2ish, like everything. Raids, strikes, crucible, gambit, patrol, all that stuff. Bounties, quests, exotics. Yeah, that's too long. That's too much. So they will not be getting a bonus. And his closing thoughts will probably be short because um, everything that's discussed about everything else that is not Witch Queen related to the story, I'm not gonna talk about it. And overall, I can't talk about Kate Six because he's dead and he's not in the Witch Queen, so I can't talk about him. Um, I can't talk much about Zavala, who is the other face. Really, the only characters I could talk about is Arkhaotic, Fynch, and the Ghost. Um, those are... and Savathun, too. Savathun. Yeah, a little bit of the Guardian, but that's really it. Those are the 5 characters I could really talk about. So, yeah. Um, let us begin. Starting off, we have... we'll do the story because the story is the story is cool. Basically, the story is that we head to Mars to go through a mission that involves us getting onto Savathun's ship to see why she is over Mars. Mars was recently taken by the darkness, but now it's back in our viewpoint. We can see Mars again. And yeah. The other thing is the Hive are back with new things to them. And yeah, Arkhaotic has a secret organization known as the Hidden that do investigations and whatnot of secret secrets that have not been explored that should be explored by the Vanguard and whatnot. It's kind of the deal. The Witch Queen settles us onto with no darkness powers. Beyond Light had us with the darkness, but this time our kind of new darknesses kind of thing here isn't really like a subclass and whatnot, but it's more for investigation and whatnot. What it is that the darkness is basically kind of like this viewpoint of seeing everything in front of us, seeing secrets and clues that we can scavenge up to figure out what's going on beyond Savathun's power and reign and whatnot. And obviously, our big investigations involve why do the Hive have the light? How did they get it? Did the Traveler bless the Hive with the light? Did they steal it? How did Savathun create this huge of a throne world? Why does it look so peaceful and beautiful compared to other Hive worlds? And yeah, it's a bit of a biggie. So I think one thing to point out, first of all, my microphone apparently is having a few troubles, so if it goes robot mode, I'm sorry. I've had this for quite a long time now, so it's gonna be a bit of an issue kind of amongst now, so yeah. That's gonna be it. So first thing is, aside from the story, what we really do is basically we learn new things about Savathun. We explore the throne world. We find Fynch, who is a Hive ghost that decides to tag along with us to put an end to this ordeal within the Hive and the Light. and we learn new things like how to and we find and we ask new questions like how did Scorn get in the throne world and whatnot. Though Finch kind of solves that a bit. Yeah, mainly what this kind of story really puts us in is it kind of puts us in the detective role. This DLC is very detective. Yeah, you are the new. You are now put in this role. You have to figure out clues and whatnot. In fact, the seal in this game, if you know what the seals are, the title for one of the seal for the new Witch Queen seal is Gumshoe, which you know is a detective. Yeah. Obviously, after I finished the story, I went to go grind for that seal, and now I have it. I have the title now. I am happy. Um. So yeah, that is kind of the thing about this DLC. It's the detective, like investigator DLC of Destiny 2. So yeah. Um. What's the other things? Eventually, we figure out that Savathun knew about how she lost those memories and how she got them back and whatnot. And she also is high. She's also putting a gate block or like a block gateway, fuck, a gate that is blocked from the darkness. Like the darkness can't get through. That's what she does. That's what she does because there's a pyramid ship on the throne in the throne world, and she is hiding someone who's very powerful deep in down in there. So yeah, that's the thing about that. Um, what else is a thing? I guess that's really it because we end up killing Savathun in the end, and now we know of the Witness, who is our main antagonist of the Destiny 2 expansion. And obviously we won't be getting to that till probably next year. So yeah, that's fun. Other than that, that is the story. The story was really cool. Obviously, you just shot a lot of things and whatnot, but it's really cool being put in this detective role and whatnot. Yeah, that's kind of why I explained this is gonna be short because I'm not gonna be talking everything about Destiny because that's way too long. Destiny would be like 3 hours long commentary. So yeah. Um, what is another thing to talk about? Let's talk the characters. Ikora Rey got some character development and whatnot. She is seemingly kind of pushing herself a bit away from the Vanguard because now with her kind of going depth into having knowledge that the darkness has to be used to figure out what is going on with the story and what Southern is doing and whatnot. Um, she puts that into task for the Guardian, so the Guardian usurps the darkness, and the darkness is now, and because we already have power from Stasis, which was the DLC super from Beyond Light, we have knowledge of the darkness, of what the power has, and what we can upheld even more to, and with this one, we gain sight. It's deep sight. We gain deep sight to everything. So every nook and cranny that we couldn't see, we can now see, and we can see secrets even in the dark. So, yeah, that's basically it. Ikora Rey is kind of lead role into this story. She's the big character and whatnot. So yeah, um, Ikora Rey gets some fashion after how long it's been. Like Shadow, I think since Shadowkeep. Like Shadowkeep was the last time we kind of saw a resemblance of Ikora Rey. Because Beyond Light was none of the Vanguard. The Beyond Light was the Exo Stranger. I also broke the rule of how I was just only going to talk about Witch Queen. Because now I just talked about Beyond Light. Yeah. The other thing, so Fynch is one of our other new characters. Fynch is interesting. He's this hive ghost whose hive guardian has died, who he has his corpse near him, and he has drawings and whatnot on rocks, and he's a pretty cool tag-along apprentice, or partner with us. Basically, he gets clues and he gets word around where places are so that we can go head there and figure out what's behind those things. And he comes in clutch for a lot of things. He helps us find lots of things that we need to find and whatnot. He does get us into a lot of danger, but we can surpass that danger, and we can bring back the information and evidence we need to bring into under investigation and whatnot. So yeah, Finch is pretty cool, and he's got a story of his own and whatnot, but that's in the lore, and I did not read up on the lore. Yeah. So that's Finch. He's new. We'll probably see more of him. And yeah, pretty cool. You can also talk to him, and he'll have new dialogue if you have beaten the new raid, which is Valve the Disciple. So yeah. What's next? Savathun. Savathun is the main bad of this story, this DLC. Her intentions and her smartness and her deceitfulness is definitely some of the most interesting in this game. She sometimes isn't really viewed as a villain, but however, we do have to put a stop to her, because what she will do is basically kind of make us powerless. And obviously we want to defend ourselves from that happening, and so yeah, we have to stop her from that. What she does in the story is that she's gotten the light because the Traveler granted it to us, or granted it to her, and or more so, the Traveler created hive ghosts that grant the power. The Traveler never like sided with her, but the Traveler kind of spread it out a bit more, and now the hive have the light. So yeah, they have ghosts now that we have to fret upon, and we obviously have to deal with that. And yeah, Savathun has a lot on her case. She was important in the last season of the Lost, but that was part of Beyond Light, and we will not go into depth to that. But she's freed and whatnot, and we now have to stop her and the Witch Queen. So yeah, we go through learning a bit of her backstory. She was originally known as the Sathona. She was given power by the Worm Gods, and we had to stop that. And yeah, when she got that power from the Worm Gods, she kind of expanded more when she was on the near death, which thus the Traveler comes in. And so yeah, that's that. With the new power kind of being obtained in her thing, she stretched it out. She sent the Hive Ghosts after others, and that created the Hive Guardians. So yeah, we learned more about her, and she already knew about her memories and whatnot, and we found her like kind of like her place and whatnot. She's the sister of Orcs and Xivu Uraf, which Xivu Uraf we have knowledge about Xivu Uraf, but we have not seen what she even looks like. And Oryx was from Destiny 1's The Taken King. So yeah. Yeah. Aside from that, the last thing is she eventually does meet her death. She has her ghost who ran away, whose name is Imaru and whatnot, who calls us neon nerds, and there is a nickname of Daddy Imaru, which is hilarious. So yes, that's pretty cool. Yeah, overall, that is her. That is Savathun. And basically, in the end, her plan was to take the Traveler and seal it away from the darkness, which would have been bad for us Guardians and bad for the darkness, but we can't really let her do that, so yeah, that's it. Also, she took Osiris and captured her, but Osiris was part of the Season of the Lost kind of thing, so not talking about it. And we have the Ghost. You know, the Ghost is more skeptical. He's mean to Fynch. That's not nice. And Fynch overall, yeah, the ghost is not very nice to Fynch overall. I could have said something about Fynch, but I didn't. I just said, that's it, the ghost is mean to him. And the ghost even kind of expands more of our ghosts and whatnot. But now he's kind of lets it subside between the light and darkness after we took the stasis in our power. Considering he got controlled a lot by the darkness, because the darkness was talking to us. So yeah, and the Guardian is the Guardian. The Guardian becomes the detective of the story, and the Guardian basically is now one of the more cooler people. He's always been cool. She's always been cool. We play as them, and they have couple voice lines, and yeah, they're the detective of the story. So yeah. The next thing to talk about is the gameplay. The gameplay is kind of the same it's always been, but with Deep Sight now you can go ahead and traverse different clues and secrets and find out mysteries and whatnot. You can go on investigations and you can find dead scorn bodies and find the executioners and the killers behind it. And yeah, you can get new stuff and whatnot. You can get new seals. You can try out the new Season of the Risen, which I'm not really going to go into much about because Season of the Risen kind of has its own kind of thing that I didn't go to, and because I didn't really complete Season of the Risen, because Risen is a weekly activity, yeah, I can't go into depth about it. So yeah, you'll have to figure that out on your own, or just watch a YouTube video. But you should figure it out on your own, because watching YouTube videos are for scrubs. Yeah, the gameplay has been the same though as it's always been. Bang bang, use your powers, shoot, kill people, and go around playing yourself. Yeah, the gameplay is the same as what it was, but with more add-ons and whatnot. The glaives are now a new thing. They're pretty cool, but they're pretty shit, and yeah, they need some buffs, a lot of buffs. Make them the best weapons in the game. One-shot everything, basically. Glaives. Like, make that the main buff, because I don't want to use Gallo. But Gallo is stinky. So yeah, that is, man, I really could have gone more in depth to the Witch Queen, but I can't. Because, other than that, like, the story's all in the lore and whatnot. And yeah, that's really it. Overall, I guess I'll add some of my own things. Yeah, this game makes you feel like a detective a lot of the time. Some of the new things that you get to learn about when you traverse through patrols and doing whatnot, you feel like you've been put in a microglass, or, you know, well, not a microglass, but a magnifying glass. That's the thing. A magnifying glass and your detective hat with your pipe and whatnot, because you're Sherlock Holmes, and yeah, you're out here figuring out stuff. I like to kind of call myself apprentice before I got the gumshoe seal, and I got the gumshoe seal, so now I'm flexing. Yeah, y'all, if you're flawless seals and y'all unbroken seals, alright, you're PvP gods, that's awesome. But like, y'all are PvP players, and you know, I like being PvE and whatnot. And yeah, I say you're stinky. You just play PvP because you're good at it. And while you may be better than me at PvP, seals like the flawless and unbroken have probably been gamed by more people than Gumshoe has. So yeah, get Gumshoe seal if you want to talk to me. All right, you clearly don't have it. You don't. Because you don't play Wellspring much. You don't. I had to play hours of Wellspring to get that stuff. That shit cost me so much time. So yeah, get wrecked. So yeah, that's what I gotta say. Overall, I really liked this, and the thumbnail will probably contain a detective person, because just when we had games where you solve mysteries and you know, I like Phoenix Wright and whatnot, but like shit, I don't want to like play fucking Danganronpa or Professor Layton again. You know, I want to be something else. Though the Steel Suit was really cool. I loved being the detective in this game. It was really cool. So yeah, thanks for coming by. I'm sorry this closing thoughts was short, but I don't think I really have much honestly to talk about otherwise because yeah, I mean I've talked about all that stuff. So yeah. Thank you so much for coming by on this lovely day of the channel. We'll kind of begin off-roading something completely different, and then we'll begin another playthrough. Because the next playthrough is already actually finished, so don't backseat game me if you've already played the game. So yeah, the next playthrough has been finished. Technically, I mean, there's no closing thoughts or bonus fully uploaded for it just yet, but it is finished. Otherwise, so yeah, I'm really excited because the next game I had a lot of fun with. So yeah, peace peeps.